What is going on, my dudes? Tystra here, and of course, I'm joined by my homie, Mr. Anthony Jabo. Do you want to give another intro?
Do I want to give another intro? Nah, I
Like
think
like
we're good.
like the first one?
Be like, yo, what is up, my dudes?
No,
Nah.
no, I was gonna say Legas below,
Oh my god, like gasp, hello?
because that was the last time we did a tier list. And to all the homies out there watching, basically we're gonna go over the old tier list and all the new characters, because this was back before 2.0 was like officially out, and we had just gotten word about Ayaka. So understand that we judge on a multitude of different things comparatively to if they're hot or not. We judge by if they are actually a waifu or husbando, and that in contrast, it basically means, is this somebody that you would date, marry, spend the rest of your life with, and all that stuff? And originally we had it up as like high tier, mid tier, low tier, and then FBI open up. But I'm gonna keep it as S A B C, just to kind of be like, okay, S tier husbando waifus. So yeah, guys, if you disagree, let me know in the comments below, and also if you disagree with any of Jambo's points, let him know in my comments below as well. So.
Then I'll flame you in the comments as well. No, I'm just teasing. I wouldn't do that.
So, Jabo, really quick, before we get started on the new characters, I thought it would be appropriate if we went over this tier list after what's it been, like almost 6 months or more of Inazuma, and
Yeah.
maybe we could kind of go over any of the story arcs of what these characters have done and see what we want to bump down. So,
Yeah.
I'll give you first pick. Is there anybody that you think on this list that should be moved up or down?
Okay, so I actually have two characters that I want to move down,
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not. And it was a good point that was made by a friend in another Discord. I think Jean and Yan Fei should be moved down to A tier. It
Really?
because they are overworked. in
Mm,
terms of in terms of the fact that with the Lantern Rite, we've gotten word that Yan Fei really doesn't get breaks.
mm,
So she's going to be heavily overworked and she doesn't really get holidays to take off. And I kind of feel like Jean's in the same boat a little bit. Jean's still a very overworked character. She hasn't been around to make another appearance, so we still don't really know too much about her other than the fact that she's very bent on figuring out everything that goes on in Mondstadt. She takes care of all the paperwork that's there, making sure that everyone's accounted for. Like she does it all, right? And I just feel like in that sense, there's still just not enough of them to be considered the husbando tier or waifu tier, only for the sake of the fact that you wouldn't really be in a position where they could be. I mean, you could be married to them, but you really wouldn't be able to have a lot of time spent with them. You could date them, but even then, work will probably always come first.
mm.
So I think bumping them down is the easiest logical response. And it's unfortunate because I really taken a liking to Yanfei for a long time.
Yeah.
But with the Lantern Rite that we just got in, I had to bump her down, and then yeah, I mean it's a little unfortunate, but we'll move on from that.
All right. So then I've got three I would like to actually bump up.
Yeah.
And this might surprise you, at least the third one. But the first two I want to bump up is from A to S, and that is Hutao and Ningguang. Now,
Mm,
Hutao, the reason why I say Hutao is not because, I find her teasing like a little bit
mm,
attractive. But my thing with Hutao is the amount of time you would be spending with her. And we got a little bit of a glimpse of that with her and Zhongli
right.
in a lot of the stories. So she hangs out with Zhongli a lot. Obviously, Zhongli is a part of the parlor, but let's be honest, if you're dating Hu Tao, you're probably going to be a part of the parlor in some sort of way, and she is going to be
Mm,
around you almost all the time, which means that you get to spend a lot of time with her. You get to see her ups, her downs, and she's always going to be there. So I feel that Hu Tao, in my personal opinion, should go up to S.
right.
Um,
Other than the fact that she's part of the itty bitty titty committee, you have to have one to represent S tier. So
I'm
I mean,
just saying
it's got to be
she's
one.
cute in the sporty and the teasy way, you know. I'm just saying. And then not only that, but I think honestly after the hangout event with her, I think that Ningguang should go up to S tier.
I can actually full heartedly agree on that.
Like you got to learn so much about Ningguang that puts everything into perspective. She's not a prude at all.
Right.
She just insists on a higher standard for the better of Liyue. and
Mm-hmm.
it makes a lot of sense. And so I was like, I have to put her in S tier. She's perfect.
Yep.
And then
She's very good with money. She's very accounting of everything that she does, how to make money. You
yeah,
kind of see that in her hangout. Spoiler alert for those who actually, for some reason, don't play their hangouts.
yeah. If you have not played the Ningguang Hangout, you absolutely must because it's amazing. And then my
Mm.
final one, and this is the one that's gonna surprise you. I want to move Beto up to A tier.
Really?
Yeah. So if
Okay.
if you watch the last episode of this, guys, from like long ways back, I was like, I'm not really a fan of Beto, and plus she'd always smell fishy because she's always at sea. But I gotta tell you, I was a bit of an asshole. I was
That was
wrong.
a biased opinion right
That was a
there.
very biased opinion. And the more that you learn from Beto's hangout, the more that you realize that she's very compassionate and always like she's loyal. She works
hmm
her ass off. And during even like the event with Liyue where, Ningguang was trying to reconstruct the Jade Chamber, Beto was there like helping out at sea, grabbing anything that she could to help Ningguang.
Yeah.
Plus the Ningguang Beto ship is kind of yeah.
Yeah. It's
But
it's some interesting stuff.
oh yeah, absolutely. Top tier
At the end
quality.
at the end of the Lantern Rite, another spoiler, you kind of get a little glimpse of all that.
A little bit. But I felt that there had to be a bump up for her at least to A tier. Now,
Right.
granted, I definitely don't think she's an S tier. But she's definitely worth it.
Yes.
So, outside of that,
Also,
oh, go ahead.
we gonna consider moving someone back down a bit?
For me, the only person I think I would even remotely move down is Barbara, but I
hmm
I can't really give an honest answer as to why.
All right, so Barbara goes to FBI open up.
You want to move her down to FBI open
I
up?
I think so. We kind of had the conversations about it a long time, or like just recently, I should say,
Uh
about like the kind of the age gap is still like heavily still there
yeah,
in essence, right?
we don't
And honestly, the same
honestly
can be said
know.
about Noelle.
Well, Noelle I think is older. I think I think
Right.
I think I think it is older, but Fischl I say we put an FBI open up. If we're
Yes,
gonna
I agree.
if we're
I
gonna
agree to that.
if we're definitely gonna put Barbara in FBI open up, Fischl has to go to FBI open up as well.
I agree.
Um so all right. Are there any other edits we gotta make to the current tier list?
Um, yeah, I think Chain goes to C. No, I'm just kidding.
She goes to C.
I
Uh
think I think after so this is gonna be surprising, and this is coming from someone who loads pulling Kaching on the game, has C4, by the way.
mm,
At AR-59, no moment to show for on their account. I think Kaching actually has to go up to A tier.
really?
Only because during the Lantern Rite, you get a sense of just how hardworking she is. She's very independent with her work as well, but she's also very accounting with like everything that goes on. She's organized. She is overworked, but at the same time, she just has like all those factors that honestly bump her up, which she didn't really have the first time. You know, you
Mm,
kind of get a sense of her character. She's shy, but at the same time, I feel like some people do really kind of enjoy that part of like being with their others, especially for the males being with like a female. Some of them prefer the shy types, but
right.
you also just get a sense of how much she's progressed from when we first made this tier list to now. And originally, I wasn't gonna say anything, but you know what? I have to not be biased at some point. I know we had the little Beto bias last time. I'm gonna try to leave any bias aside for this one. So I
Right.
want to be fair to everybody, and I do think Kaching could actually go up to A tier just because it does make a little bit of more sense, knowing that we also bumped up Beto and Ningguang, who are also all a part of the Lantern, right? But
Mm,
you do get a sense of just how much these three characters very specifically are, with everything that they do.
right.
So, you
Absolutely.
know, I have to give credit where it's due, regardless of the fact of my own biased opinion of how I feel about her in game wise.
I'm neither here nor there with Kaching. I think she's adorable and she does work hard, but honestly I could do with her being an A or B, so I'll let you have that one. I'll put her in A. So all right.
That killed me inside to say, but
I think really quick just to get this out of the way. Let's put
Sayu, yeah.
yeah, let's put Sayu in FBI open up. I know Mori will be like, she is just as old as other people, but I'm sorry, Mori. That's FBI open up still. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I love you, babe. All right, so let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty. We have a lot of females and 3 males. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first ever free-to-play 5-star, which was Aloy. And if you
There's
guys
4
don't...
males.
Is there 4 males? Oh, yeah, Ayato. I wasn't counting him. But we have...
He's actually a waifu, don't worry.
We have Aloy, and... If you guys at home don't know who Aloy is from the series Horizon Zero Dawn. As a crossover with PlayStation, she was put into Genshin Impact as the first ever free-to-play 5-star outside of Aether and Lumine. Honestly, I don't know much about her at all, and maybe that's a little bit of a crime. I haven't played her. I have her artifacts ready, but that's it.
I'm on the opposite hand. I don't even think I've ever worked on her, but even prior to that, I know nothing about her in general. Like, I'd never played Horizon Zero. So, in terms of, like, her backstory, what she does, what type of person she is, I don't really know any of that. And even through Genshin, I can't really say 100% that I've actually held on to her long enough. From just a standpoint of her being in my teapot for so long, you get to interact with the characters inside there. She's very loyal as well, like, and it's weird because we kind of go to the same things. We kind of see like where certain characters' boundaries are, but actually, she had a thing where I can interact with her yesterday, unironically enough, of the time we were making this video, and she wanted to know about like adventures and stuff. And there's a whole like series of dialogue, but she then goes to the thing and says, like, if you ever need a partner, I will always be right there beside you to help you fight off and fend off the world. And so in that sense, you kind of get an idea of her characteristics. She's very like interested in trying to make sure that traveler, in the sense, let's just put it that way, is always protected, that they have everything that they need. If they're short-handed, she's always there to lay an extra pair of hands to do what she needs to do and help.
Right.
That being said, I think, all things aside, she can easily be an A or B. I will leave the decision overall to you, but from my understanding, I think a B is fair for now because we just don't know anything about her.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I said that she would go into B, is because I don't know anything about her, and going off of what you said, it gave solid B vibes. Now, granted, she could probably be a little bit higher, but again, I know nothing about her backstory. I've never played Horizon Zero Dawn. I was just happy to have a free 5-star. So maybe that's something that we can explore, and then for the next video when we're in like 3.5 or something, we could be like, all right, let's go over it.
Yeah.
All right, so next we have the fireworks lady known as Yoimiya. Now, for me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Yoimiya, but she is a joy to be around. She is absolutely adorable. I can't say that she's not. I definitely don't think she's a terrible waifu. I mean, a lot of people love her as a waifu. So I personally would probably put her at B. Only because the fact that I'm not a big fan of her, but I see the qualities that people see in her, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I could see why you like them.
All right, so we have a good friend of ours. Shout outs to Sly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to say put Sly. You and me has got to go in S tier. I'm gonna
you
be
said
and
C tier?
he
You said
S
C tier?
tier.
C tier?
No, S tier.
C tier?
S tier, boy. Let me explain.
All right.
Let me explain. It goes back to everything that you said. One, she's very outgoing. Yes, she's a little reckless, right? But she's a lot of fun to be around. You kind of see that in her original hangout with the kids and everything, when she's like, she makes a very good parent figure. And I feel like that's one of the most important parts about a characteristic. If they're going to be a husbando waifu tier, or even more than, like, considered wife material, she's got everything, packed down. If she's good with fire, she could easily be a good cook if she knows what she's doing. She could be, like I said, she could be a little reckless. Maybe burn down a couple of houses. I don't know.
I could see it, especially with the fact that she works with fireworks.
Yeah, like, she's very adorable. She has it. She has it made. She really loves her job. She doesn't let that really get in the way of her relationships and like who she hangs out with. But I think the part that really sells it for me to be an S tier is just that motherly vibe that she can easily have, and you see that with the kids. Like, superstitions aside, you tell kids about things that that aren't, actually real, but then they believe it throughout their childhood. She has that vibe,
Mm.
at least to me. I mean, if we can meet in the middle and put her in A tier for now, I will accept that, but I
I
still think S tier just for the sake of everything.
I
Just for the sake of
I
that motherly figure.
I think A tier because of the fact that I want to see that sweeter side of her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that's my main thing is that we see the outgoing and she works well with kids. Obviously, she's got the motherly thing, but I kind of want to see that sweetness. Like we get it in the S tier, we get a little bit of the sweetness in the sense of like how their personalities work with it, and I
right.
feel like Yoimiya's whole demeanor is just all about adorable and peppiness, and which is it's not bad qualities. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
It's definitely not bad qualities because you want somebody around you that's peppy and upbeat to keep you afloat and happy. But I also want to see that love, that more of the loving side when it comes to like how she feels, like a romanticizing of her feelings.
right.
So
Yeah.
all right, this one might, I don't know if people will agree or disagree, but I honestly think that Raiden Shogun, while absolutely freaking hot, is probably B tier.
Right.
And
I'll let you explain. So,
yeah, so the reason why I put her into B tier, outside of the hotness, because hotness is S tier by far.
Mhm.
That's a given. But I feel with Raiden Shogun, right? She would have a hard time being a wifey. Like
Mhm.
she's always, like literally centered around the idea of eternity. And while wedding obviously means that you're eternally bounded to, your partner, I think with her too is that she would be so distracted with Inazuma and how invested she's being. Not only that, but I feel as though with her lack of emotions, I guess, outside of,
Mhm.
certain aspects, it would be tough to communicate with her because she's still very hard of understanding how everything works.
Yeah.
I feel it almost be talking like to a brick wall, like when it comes to like stuff like that. But at the
Right.
same time, I will say, like before, I probably would have put her in C. But with this
Mhm.
recent release with Yaimiko and getting the storylines between Raiden Shogun and Yaimiko and understanding A little bit more, honestly, like it put a better spin on her. And I feel there's still more to that we need to learn about her.
Right.
Like it was so sweet to see her get emotional about her friend Makoto. So
Mhm.
I that's why I would put her in B tier. And it's not to say she's a bad waifu, but to me, I feel like that's the perfect slot for
I don't have any objections to that.
her.
I can completely agree.
All right. Thank God. I was gonna be like, I swear to God, if you,
I was about to fight you for that C tiers, but no, I'm just teasing.
I was gonna put her in C. I was gonna put her in FBI open up. All right. Next one we got Cujo Sarah.
Oof. Sorry,
uh,
I pulled her up because I have my game open as well.
uh,
I'm like pulling up these characters as we like talk about them and stuff for the ones that I actually do own, and I was just staring, so my fault. Uh,
uh, because she's
so
hot. She's hot.
she's definitely she's definitely got it. I will say
Oh,
that
that's hot.
she's man,
It's tough
she's
with
very
her.
independent. I
Mm.
will say that. Like she's willing to always take matters into her own hands. She doesn't really rely on many other people to get what she wants. She can literally just go out and get it. Uh but I also think she's not fully there just yet. There's very limited things that I feel like I've learned from her just in her experiences. She's very like into all of like the news stuff that goes on in Inazuma, and that kind of seems like that takes a part of a lot of her attention as well. So I can't immediately say she'd be S tier.
Mm.
Hotness aside, like that would have bumped her in there, but I still think she's got to be with the Raiden Shogun for me. I think I just feel like there's not enough to know, but she's got a lot of skills that she has under her belt, but we just haven't seen them used yet.
I'm very surprised because I thought with you enjoying the tsundere type of feels with Mona, I figured you would go with Kujo Sara too because Kujo Sara gives those tsundere feels. Um,
I heavily disagreed with her during the times of the shogunate.
well, I mean, you got to understand with her, she was citing, to do the Vision Hunt degree because of the fact that she has her loyalty to the Raiden Shogun, and
Yeah,
that's really all it was. It doesn't mean that she
the
agreed
diaper
with
lady
it.
better.
What's that?
Nothing.
Did you really just say? Oh my god, I hate you. You know what? She's going to S tier. No, no, I could match you with B tier. I think that she could even be an A tier because of
I can
because of
see
her
it too.
because of her strong loyalty. She's a ride or die bitch.
Hmm.
Like until like you actually like calm her down and talk to her, and then she's like, oh, okay. But I feel like when it comes to a relationship, like she's going to ride or die for you. But
Yeah. I
I'll
also
meet.
feel like she get herself in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Um, Little Mermaid. See, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm
Might as
sorry.
well just throw an FBI. Jesus Christ.
FBI open up. No, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna be fair because I was biased against Beto, and I don't want to be biased anymore when it comes to these tier lists. Kokomi as a character, she's saintly. She's a very good character. She's very like wholesome, and not only that, but she works hard. She goes out of her way to make sure that everybody's okay. As unfortunate as it is for me to do this, I think she deserves A tier.
Really?
Yes, and the reason being is because she doesn't hide her emotions from people.
Hmm.
Granted, she writes them in like a diary-esque with the energy thing, but she's also very upfront with people. You could tell that she cares about everybody, and especially when it comes to the traveler, like you could tell she really, really cares about the traveler. Um, so I guess in that regard, because she's like so hardworking, she's smart, she's loyal to her causes and to her people. She works hard to make sure that those people are supplied greatly with whatever they need, especially since we did the story quest in Inazuma. I can't shake putting her any lower than A personally. I really
Yeah.
can't,
And she's
and
very.
I hate to say that because I don't like Kokomi. I don't, but damn it.
Okay, so if this was a reverse husbando tier list, right? And let's just say hypothetically you and me were on this list, and then Kokomi was discussing this with the traveler, I think Kokomi would put you in A tier as well.
Probably.
Because at the end of the day, one other thing that you didn't mention, but I kind of also saw, and I know you saw it too, but she's very fair
Yeah,
with everything. Like her decision making, with like sentencing people, like if there's something that someone did wrong, she's very fair and honest about what she wants from that. She wants the learning curve type of route, not the, oh well, you did this wrong, guess what, you're doing jail time. she
yeah,
she found a very logical way to make every person happy, even in a time where something could have really affected their island again.
yeah,
So she plays her cards perfectly whenever she gets the opportunity, so she's very smart in that regard too.
yeah. So do you agree A tier then?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, all
I would
right.
have said S tier because she's fucking adorable, but
She can be adorable, but god damn it, do I hate her.
we
Tall.
already have one itty titty bitty committee, so we can't have two in that S
I mean,
tier.
we could, but
Nah, it's all right. She could settle for
well,
an
I
A.
mean, we still could have one in S tier. We still have one more of
Mhm.
those. Toma. Now,
Speaking of S tier,
yeah. Honestly, though, like, I'm not against it because
no, I'm not either.
okay, so we agree. Put Toma in S tier, and listen, guys, listen.
It's too easy.
Listen, the dude cooks, he cleans, he basically knows everybody around Inazuma. He knows everything about Inazuma. He freaking goes out of his way to make sure that you, the person, is happy. I mean, look at the stuff he was doing for Ayaka. Like,
Mhm.
the dude goes way above and beyond the role of husbando, even though Ayaka is just a friend, quote unquote.
And she still never let him tap
And
that.
she still never let him tap it. That dude is a loyal fucker. So he is S tier. No ifs, no ands, no buts. JMO, you got anything to add to that?
No, we hit it spot on, honestly. There's just nothing else to say. He's just the whole package in one. Like if you were talking about like perfect fucking like male personnel that knows how to do everything, good handiwork, really good fucking like, brain smart, the way he speaks, you can tell he knows how to, talk with people, especially for those who are like either trying to scam somebody or something like that. You see that a lot in his quest. He he's very knowledgeable, but he knows how to use every tool in his arsenal to
Yes.
a flawless fucking T, and it's actually crazy.
The dude is
Hence his name
scary.
starting with T being literally Toma.
Yeah, like he's a scary
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
because
You
of
don't
how
want to get on his
perfect
bad
he
side.
is.
Holy,
He upfront freaking like was about to die for the Raiden Shogun. He was just like, nah, do it. And he's just like sitting there gritting his teeth, like, but I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna take it. And then freaking, we saved him. But yeah, Toma is S tier. Now, if this was gameplay, it'd be C tier. But I digress. Arataki numero uno Ito. Where we gonna put him? I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling.
B and C.
Personally, B and C, yeah.
I've got to say easy C.
Easy C.
And
Okay, so we'll put him in C.
easiest reason why is we're talking about this as if it were this is the person that you can spend the rest of your life with, this is the person that you can date. If you're dating him, I can see him being in B tier. Most of our S tiers are if you were to be married to these types of characters. Ito doesn't even hold down a job. That's the biggest fucking flag right then and there.
Yeah.
So immediately speaking, that's already putting him in the danger zone for FBI.
And
He's
not
already getting himself into too much trouble.
yeah. And then also think about this too is like while yes, he's hot. We already know that. Like I'm a man and I'll admit it. Like I'm not into dudes, but he's hot. I can't deny that. The problem is that if you were to be with him every single day for the rest of your life, he might annoy the fuck out of you.
You don't even know if he's coming home or if he's gonna be in a jail cell.
Well, no, and not only that, but with the times you're around him, he's just gonna be constantly going, rattling off, just constantly talking, and you're just gonna be like, "Oh my god, shut up, please!"
He's gonna get you in there. He's gonna get you in a beetle fighting.
Yeah. just
That's how you're gonna settle all your disputes. Like, I want to buy this china cabinet for my freaking living room. All right, let's have a beetle fight. If I win, we don't
I
buy
love how
it.
you're just like a china cabinet. Like,
Why not?
I want to get this couch, but no china cabinet.
No, the couch is too easy.
So yeah, sorry to the Ito. Again, this is the same exact thing when it comes to Toma. If this was gameplay, I would put him in S tier because I love using Ito. But this isn't gameplay. This is Husbando waifu, and honestly, yeah, he'd probably for you ladies out there or for you men that enjoy the stuff. You could probably have a good, nice, sexy night with him. I won't doubt that, but he's a one night stand type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Goro, femboy Goro.
FBI, open up. We ain't even gotta discuss it. He's got a tail. He ain't a human being at this point. Nah, can't have it. And this is a biased point.
Okay.
Because I would say FBI open up for even Yai Miko, but at the same time, the bias is going to come out.
You out of your damn mind.
The bias is coming out for that one. But Goro is just too easy, man. Like, I mean, one, he's literally a dog. That's the first red flag. And if we're going by that standard, then yeah, FBI open up. If we were trying to look at more of the characteristics
so if we're gonna do that, then we'd have to put Yanfei, Ganyu, freaking
we don't have to. That's the point. That's the beauty of it. He's out of all of those that we just mentioned, I think he's the most obvious.
I think that's
all right.
I think that's profiling, J-Mo, and profiling's wrong.
We will profile Goro only because he's legit.
But what
doggo.
about Miss Mina? Or Miss Hina?
Is FBI open up too? What do you mean?
Well, what are you talking about? Oh, no, we ain't doing it that way. He is human with dog-like features. He's not doggo. But I don't think he'd be C. I think honestly he'd probably be at most B.
Right.
He would be that. think of it this way. Think of like Hutao to Goro. Hutao would bully the hell out of Goro, just like how freaking Yaimiko bullies the hell out of Goro. Like,
Right.
I think Goro would be that. He's loyal. We already know that. I mean, he is a dog, but he's
a dog.
He's
Yeah.
He's loyal, but like, that's honestly the most I get out of him. Like the
C
dude.
tier. He has no good qualities.
Yeah, we'll bump down to C. I'm trying to defend it, but I can't.
All right. Here, I'll defend it a little. I'll try to. Well, let me put it this way. I will try to defend it a little bit. Like you said, he is loyal. That is one thing that a lot of people from Watatsumi Island are. Like we see that with Kokomi. We see that with a lot of the other non-main cast characters, like all the side characters. You can kind of see just how they are all working in unison with one another to keep everything in a perfect cycle. Goro fits in there really well. And the reason being is he's very manageable with, all the troops. He's very, aware of everything that goes on, which is another good trait other than just loyalty. But he's also very smart. You see that with, during his hangout, he doesn't always have the best answers. He kind of usually goes on gut feelings alone, but it never steers him wrong.
He's got pro tag energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see him in B tier. I still am kind of on the iffy side. I mean, if you want to throw him in B tier, the only reason I would give you that is because of his ears, and people would probably want to sit there and just pat his head all day. So I would put him in B just for that alone.
He's got a fluffy tail too. So
yes, that he likes to curl to sleep at night.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I guess. All right, I think I know where this is gonna go.
Yep.
Straight to S tier. She's hot. She's loyal. She honestly will kill for you, like legitimately kill for you.
She has no emotions, which is great. No.
No, she does. She's just very good at keeping them under control. But in battle, she will defend anyone that is innocent. And honestly, and the reason why I say it that way, is that it's not about leeway. When in her story, spoiler alert to everybody, she defended the people of Leeway because she believed it was the right thing to do, and she didn't want to see any of them hurt because they were defending their home, which shows how conscious Shenhe is about what is good and what is evil. And so I feel with her, the fact that she has those instincts, and not only that, but you could tell that she would be a great mom to like teach.
Yes.
Like she would teach her kids, how to keep control of themselves and so on. Like, in my opinion, there was no doubt in my mind that she goes to S tier.
Yeah. And one thing else to mention as well is you kind of see it when you first meet her, like she's like very unable to like process how to be human, even though she is a human. But at the same time, like the further you got into that entire quest, you can see her adapting every step of the way.
It was like she was
see her raw
reverting back
emotion.
almost.
Yeah, like she was literally in the process of learning everything over from scratch, but she was doing it so rapidly that it almost makes it, like so what's the word? I'm trying to figure out the word for it, but in a sense, it dissipates, all that doubt, all the like lack of knowledge that she had. It eventually, like, she'll always be willing to learn something new, and that's a good thing. So if she doesn't know something, she'll pry herself to learn whatever it is that she has to do, and I'm sure she'll do an amazing job with it too. So
Oh, absolutely.
for someone who has that self-efficiency going for her as well, on top of the fact that she has some of the most stunning looks in the game,
Oh, absolutely.
but all her other traits as well, just it's a perfect blend. And honestly, probably the easiest deserving S on our list, to be completely honest with you, aside from Toma. Like, Toma beats out every guy in S tier. I will honestly say Shenhe would have easily beaten Ganyu and Mona on that tier list, just for everything that she is about herself. You know what I mean?
Now you watch what you say. You watch what you say right
It
now.
hurts to say it, but I'm trying not to be as biased. We did discuss Ganyu.
I really don't think that she would beat out Ganyu in a waifu. So the reason why I say that is Ganyu's perfect. Maybe that's biased, but no. I could see where you're coming from with that, though. I could see where you're going with it, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes some sense. She's definitely up there in the upper echelon. Like if we were to rank them, she'd be top 3 easily.
Yeah.
Not only that, but oh my god, they knew what they were doing with her. They knew.
Oh, 100%.
Here's one that I'm actually happy about. Yunjin. Where would you put her? I want to hear you first before I put her somewhere.
I would say I'm torn between A and B.
Okay.
And I know some people are probably gonna be like, well, FBI Open Up almost kind of makes the most sense because she looks the part of like Fischl and Barbara. But from my understanding, in terms of lore, she's actually quite older than both of them, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she's
So
just
I would have to say A or B, but only because the fact that she's holding down a really good career, and
mm,
we see that. So one, you know that finance for her is never going to be an issue.
mm.
She's very open. She loves her hobbies, and I feel like that's something that is just like it's basically just your average lifestyle, except if her average lifestyle was being a movie star in real life. You know what I mean? Or something like that. But you
Right.
can still have your relationships, you can still have your, your significant other, your partners and things like that, and it would never affect not only her work, but it wouldn't affect you, it wouldn't affect your state of living. So I feel like she's just an all-around perfect character. I just feel personally the look of her in essence would only bump her out of S tier, but also I feel like I still don't know too much about her necessarily. Like you had the reporters basically trying to set her up for some type of well, the fake reporters trying to set her up for some type of scandal and things like that. So there's always going to be that sense of like people trying to form this propaganda of her lifestyle to basically write her off as something that she's not. That's kind of where I would say B A ish
I
personally, but
Yeah, I will say A, and I am very hard set on A. Even borderline S tier, and the reason being is because of her hangout event. She absolutely, when she sets time aside for you, it's for you,
yeah.
and she gets angry if anything is diverted from that time. She reminds me of me because when I set time aside with people and I say this is what I want to do with you, if I fuck up, then I'm mad at myself. If somebody else fucks up, I'm mad at them. And I'm like,
Yeah, like
I
today at 2:57 p.m. you gave me a
Liz, you
pouty
were an
face.
hour
I
late.
was
I did
late.
get pouty, but we're good. We're good. But like I understand where she comes from because it's like I vibe with her because of the fact that we both have such busy lives. Like,
Mhm.
I do my normal job, I do the streaming, I do content creation as we're doing right now, trying to hang out with friends, having a relationship as well, and also keep up with everything going on in the world. It's difficult. So I totally vibe with her. And during that event, like when you have your good ending with her, not in the sense of, where
Yeah,
careless
we know.
whispers, but she is so happy and you take a picture with her and she's jumping on your back. It's literally like watching The Notebook. You can't help but like smile and cry and be so emotionally invested. And that's what I feel for Yoonjin. Plus, she loves, opera. She's a music singer and I love music. Like, I would love
Mhm.
to hear her sing. I'm not the biggest fan of Chinese opera, and I don't want anybody to take that in offense. But honestly, like that ending cutscene with her going over what happened with Shinhua was
Mhm.
beautiful. And the voice just made it perfect. It would have been
I agree.
great, but it made it perfect. So that's my argument for A tier, even upper A tier. I think, honestly, out of the A tier, she would be in the top 3 of the A's.
Oh yeah, easily.
So, all right. Yai Miko, I feel like me and you are going to fight today.
All right.
Wait, were
Let
you.
me know where you're let me know where you're putting her first and then I'll see.
I would say, honestly, between A or B. And,
Okay.
and the
That's
reason.
fair.
And the reason why I say A or B, and this might piss off people. Yes, she's hot. She's absolutely yeah. Trust me, she's in my top 4 baddies. I'll tell you that. But hotness aside, The teasing I really love. I love it when girls tease me and like poke fun at me. I don't know if it's me being a Goro and having
Immediate A tier.
yeah, immediately being a pro tag, but I love to be teased. However, the problem that I have with her is that you can't tell when she's super honest.
Yeah.
Like she'll talk to you and she'll tease you, but because she's always teasing, you don't know like what she's
Yeah.
actually thinking. And that
You can't decipher from like what's being honest or her actual emotions or
exactly.
really hidden in her words, basically.
Exactly. And so for me, I would be like, tell me what you're thinking. And then, with her idea of teasing,
She
she
go on
would,
an elaborate fucking
yeah,
way to make it seem like she
yeah.
actually hated you, low-key.
Yeah. And then you're like, I don't know if she's telling the truth or if she's just teasing me at this point. But I think that she's still a very good waifu. Like, she cares about what goes on. Obviously, with the publishing now, she cares for her business. You know that. You
Mhm.
see that. So I would definitely say A or B tier.
I guess
Personally,
we could
A.
throw her to yeah, we could definitely throw her to A.
All right, cool. Oh wow, we got our first
You said
double
we were
like.
gonna
What the fuck?
fight.
I thought we were because you wanted to put her in FBI Open Up. I was like,
Nah, I was
excuse.
only teasing about that. That was just for
Okay.
sake of content.
All right, and the last one for now, Ayato. We don't know much about him.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say he should be just put in C tier.
FBI
And I
Open Up.
only say that because one, we still know nothing about him, and we did this the last time I think to another character, on our previous video where we just didn't know anything about someone, so we threw him anywhere. Like,
I think that was Ayaka, which is funny because we did Ayaka and we put her in B because we didn't know much about her, and then we put Ayato in C and we don't know much about him, and it's just there was a freaking gnat right there. It's just funny that the time I decide that to message you and be like, hey, let's do the video again is right before Ayato comes out, and it was the same thing for Ayaka.
yeah, it's so weird how it works out like that. But at the same time, I feel like I don't know. I feel like for waifus, it's a little bit easier because one, we are two males doing this, all things aside. So
Yeah.
maybe it was easy for us to just bump Ayaka there because at the same time, we also kind of did have like some insight on
Well, yeah, because she was
her
out.
story and everything. So we knew through her quest and everything, like it was pretty much just her not feeling like she belonged
Well, no,
anywhere. She was basically
this
living
was
her
before
mom's
Request.
dream. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, we did it before Request, but I think the reason why also was that we were kind of going off of. I don't know if we were like specifically going off abilities too, but I think it was
We
because
might have.
we knew a little bit more about her. And honestly, the only thing that we really know about Ayato is that it's Ayaka's brother. He's the head of the clan, and he likes boba tea. Actually, you know what? I'm putting him in B.
Yeah, B for Boba tier.
B for
Boba
boba.
tea.
The moment I said boba, I was like, wait, it's B. Like, I love boba tea. I haven't had boba tea in forever, and I can't wait to have it on my cheat day. So, all right. So, are there any other edits you think that we should make to this?
Yeah, Ayaka needs to go right in front of Amber, and then Ayato needs to go next to Ayaka.
Brother, sister. Well, we're gonna do that. Eula needs to go
Yeah, yeah, of course, of
right next
course.
to Amber.
Oof,
Do we want to like? Well, we could save that for another video. We can save that for
right.
another video where we actually structure who's in front and all that stuff. But I think.
All right, so okay.
Oh no, go ahead.
Our only dispute for Razor being in C tier was just the fact that he's loyal.
I mean, that's really all he had.
FBI open up. He has no other qualities. He can't speak proper English. I had to do it to him.
Razor got the bump down to FBI open up. Sheesh, we got three
I
new
mean,
FBI open
I mean,
ups.
like loyalty aside, I mean, if that's his only quality, I mean, yeah, he can go hunting. Sure, I think that's why he was in C tier.
Right, and,
But at
and
the same time, imagine just eating steak every single day.
wow, I feel super fucking attacked. Thank you. It's part of my diet right now.
All right, fair enough.
You dick.
All right, so
You know what? Razor to S tier.
oh my god, you
Oh
remember
shit.
Yujin?
Hold on. I messed up. Hold on. I didn't mean
Yes,
to.
you did. My lord.
But okay, so no, and here's the thing for the people watching at home. If you feel that Bennett, Zhengling, Xingqiu, Xinyan, Barbara, Fischl, and Razor deserve to be higher, understand that we're only going off of what we look at. Um,
Yeah.
because of the fact that they look super super young. Even you know what, Chongyun, go to FBI, open up.
Yeah, get him next to his boyfriend too while you're at it.
Yeah, well, his girlfriend, the cute.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. But well, in that case, hold on, we need to put Fischl right next to it. But yeah, so this isn't to say that they are under the age of 18, at
Yeah.
least our legal age limit. But this is to say that they give off those vibes of being like in middle school / high school, and it's like all the other ones we feel personally are of that age limit and above, or have
Yeah.
been confirmed to be above that age limit. Like, Ganyu looks like she's 20 21 years old, but she's hundreds of years old. In regards, I want anybody saying, well, Chi is hundreds of years old too. Put her on the list. No, she's a kid. She's a kid.
The other thing I could honestly say too is like Chongyun only eats cold food, right?
Yeah, that's an instant red flag. Like bad boyfriend
like,
husbando material.
like you're gonna be like, hey, what's for dinner? Frozen steak,
Popsicles.
popsicles on top of steak. Imagine that.
I'd be
Imagine the
like,
steak
no.
eat it up, bro. Come on.
Oh my god.
No, I mean
I don't know.
that's just way too biased of an opinion. We could have thrown him back up at C, to be honest, because of that.
I think honestly he looks a little bit old enough, but Xingqiu,
Yeah.
his girlfriend, is just
I mean, with Chongyun, it'll just be more of a matter of knowing how to cook for both people, right?
yeah, because
So he could easily still cook hot food, just he won't eat hot food,
you'd probably be the one cooking.
Well, yeah, I probably would be.
All right, I think we got our de facto list. I don't think there's any other edits that we need to make. We did make some big changes. But yeah, guys.
Yeah.
JMO, like, do you have anything else you want to say beforehand?
I mean, not necessarily. I feel like we kind of do these things like we used to do with the GGP as well. We kind of just like plug what's going on and stuff like that. So, the only thing I really have going on is just streaming. So for those on my YouTube page, or if somehow you come across this, for anyone who's in Tystra's community as well, who may not be in mine yet, we are both relatively revolved around Genshin. I think I could say that wholeheartedly. We are gonna both be eventually doing some other things together here. I want to assume this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we decide to. But I'm an everyday streamer. Typically Monday through Friday. I say every day, but technically every day would be a 7 calendar week. But
Oh, geez.
every Monday through Friday, I'm always live in the mornings. Usually start at what is it now, 9 p.m. Eastern. So technically 8 CST is when I go live nowadays because I moved.
Mm-hmm. You mean 9 a.m.?
And well, yeah.
Yeah, you said 9 p.m.
My fault. 9 a.m. Sorry. On EST time, excuse me. But I also like to branch out here and there. I know I don't really branch off of Genshin a lot. I mean, there's probably like one time a month type thing where I do play something different. But I'm also trying to get into playing some other stuff as well, just so not everything is Genshin revolved. But yeah, I mean, I'm always down to talk about literally anything. I'm not just primarily, oh, if you're coming to my streams while I'm playing Genshin, I'm only talking Genshin. No, like you can come around, we can hang out, have a good time, talk about life, just the whole 9 yards. I'm down to talk about anything. But yeah, just know Monday through Friday is the times I go live, and I'm just active whenever I get a chance to be. I'm not as active in my own Discord as I like to be, but we'll see where that leads us in the future for now. So yeah, that's all I gotta say personally.
So to shorten that up, check him out at twitch.tv/Anthony Chimo.
Yeah, pretty much.
The link will be in the description. And guys, you obviously know, here on YouTube and obviously twitch.tv/Setsu, TikTok, obviously at a Tystra official. You will see all the links down below. Yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this tier list. If there's any ups or downs you think are deserved, and we will go from there. Love you guys to death. Thank you so much, Jamo, for being a part of this. And as always, guys, we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.